So when I first found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't even know I was pregnant. I just was mentioning to my mother one day because I looked in the mirror and my breasts looked like porn stars. Like they was just so perky and up there. Like, ah. I was like, you know what's so crazy? My chest is like, I don't know. They just look like I got a boob job done. They just how perfect they look. So she was like, maybe we need to go to the doctor. So I said, for what? She said, you might be pregnant. I said, really? That's what that means? She said, yeah. So I went to the doctors. I didn't even have an OBGYN at the time. I just had a regular family practitioner. So I went to him. He took a test and he said, yes, you're pregnant. So I wanted to have a midwife. I wanted to have like a natural pregnancy, a natural birth. So I found a midwife. And so I went to her to find out how far along I was. And when I went to her, she said, she asked me, when did I think I got pregnant? I wasn't quite sure. But I think I got pregnant. I wasn't quite sure. So she said, she felt like from measuring me that either I was further along than I thought, because I told her I didn't know when I got pregnant, but I did think I knew when I had my last period. So she was like, I think you're having twins. That was the whole thing. She said, I think you're having twins. So I was like, what? So it's funny because, when I was growing up, I always said I wanted to have twins. But when the reality hit you, I was like, do I really want to have twins? Two babies at the same time? I don't know. So she said, but I think you need to go to a regular OBGYN so they can do a sonogram so you can see exactly how far along you are. So I did. I made an appointment to go see an OBGYN, and turns out that I wasn't far along, but I had a fibroid tumor. The fibroid tumor was the same size as the fetus. So it looked like I was having twins, or it looked like I was further along than what I was. I was actually 9 weeks pregnant when I first found out. So anyway, I had my daughter. It's no complications. They did tell me I did have to have a C-section because she was breached. And they told me that I had to wait. They wanted me to wait 6 months. Don't get pregnant. Wait 6 months. We're going to remove that fibroid tumor, and then you can have another baby. So when the 6 months was up, when I went in, I was pregnant. I was 9 weeks pregnant. So they wanted to terminate the pregnancy. And I was like, see, I probably wouldn't have a problem terminating the pregnancy if I didn't already have a baby. When you have a baby already and they want you to terminate the pregnancy, which is having an abortion, it's a little different. Like, you know what? I was always for. I was never like a person like, oh, I'm against abortion. Like, that's people's business. I never really thought about it one way or the other. If that's what we want to do, is we're going to do. If you don't. It has no bearing on me or my life. So, but when you put in that position, I was like, I'm not going to be able to abort a baby when I already had a baby and I know what it is to have a baby. So I'm having my baby. And they told me that I had a 60% chance that I would die. Like, you got a 60% chance of dying and a 40% chance of surviving. I said, well, you ain't God, so you can't tell me that. And sure enough, I had absolutely no problem during my pregnancy, absolutely no problem giving birth. So I am the mother of 2 children. I have a daughter that's, right now, she's 23 years old, and a son that's 22, because they're 1 year, 1 month, and 1 day apart. Yeah. But, what happens is once they're born, that felt like it was yesterday when I was going through this pregnancy. So how quick they grow up and they're out the house. Because my daughter, when she turned 18, she graduated from high school. She was working since she was 16. When she turned 19, the year right after my mother passed away, because my mother passed away right before my son graduated in 2000. Like, she passed away like a month before my son graduated. But my daughter, she moved out, I think that December after my mother passed away. She moved out. And she wanted to be on her own. And it was mainly because she had this new boyfriend. I think because, she wasn't having a boyfriend spending the night. That wasn't going to happen. She wasn't having a boyfriend laid up in her room. None of that. If he came by, he was going to sit in the living room, and that's as far as he was going to go. Maybe the kitchen table, but nothing further than that. And I think she wanted a little bit more freedom to do what she wants, so she moved out. And then next year, my son went away. Around the same time, my son went away to college. So I was both of them out the house at the same time. So it does go by fast. Before you blink your eye, you're an empty nester. Your children are gone, and it's just you and the spouse, or just you, depending on if you got a spouse or not. But you sit back and you reflect on how you were as a mother, and you hope that you were good. See, I used to call my mother every day. Like, not one day went by that I didn't call my mother. Not just once, sometimes two, 3 times a day. I was always on the phone with my mother. I had a good relationship with my mother. And I wanted that same kind of relationship with my children. Now, see, in today's age, kids don't really do the phone thing. They text you. They don't really call that much. But my kids don't really, they really text me. They did call. So I was blessed in that area. Now, they didn't call every single day. They might call every other day. So I was blessed in that area too. Like, they don't call me every day, and they don't call 2 or 3 times a day. But they call whenever something, like they need advice for something. If they need something happening, they call me. If they just need things, they always look to me to call. I'm always in the loop when it comes to certain things. So I feel like that's a good thing. That's a good kind of relationship you should have with your kids. But what I want now, the next stage of my life, I want to still do something with my kids. I want to create a legacy for them. I want them to be set up, like, because you know what? My parents both recently died. Well, it'll be 5 years this year. My mother passed away. And it'll be 2 years since my father passed away. So when my father passed away, now I'm parentless. So they left something for us, for their children. They left behind something for us, but not a legacy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm very appreciative of what they did and how they left. They saved. They did the best that they could to save for us, and they gave us, a lump sum of money. But I want to leave a legacy for my children. I want them to continuously, I want it to be residual income coming in every single month for them for the rest of their life. And I want something for their children, to my grandchildren, to come in every single month for the rest of their life. I want to do like the way what I hear the Rockefellers do, or the Kennedys do, where everybody's born in that family. The minute they're born, they get a trust fund with $2 million in it that they grow up until the age of 21, and then they get this money, and when they get to be 21, it's way more than $5 million, and they're good. They're set for life. That's what I want to do for my children. I want to be able to do. If you ever watched that show, about a boy, in that show. I can't think of that guy's name. Oh, I like him too as an actor. Anyway, I can't think of his name, but he plays a part where his father did a song one time. He did a Christmas song. He was a one-hit wonder, but he was able to live off of that residual income for the rest of that. That's called a legacy. That's what we have to do for our children. We want to be able to create legacies for them. We want them to, to be comfortable. That's what my goal is. And that's what I want to help, all of us empty nesters. There's so many empty nesters. I'm in all these empty nester groups, and all these women that, they're belly aching about their kids leaving, and they're belly aching about not everybody. I don't mean everybody, but a lot of people are. They're belly aching about the kids leaving, and they're belly aching about the kids not, calling them. And when they call them, they don't call back right away. When they text them, they'll text back right away. Well, you know what? It's really, it's nothing against you. That's just kids growing up. That's what happens. They're out there learning the world and learning themselves. So they don't always think about their parents first. We're not always the first and foremost on their mind. Although we want it to be that way, it's not usually that way. They're learning. They're learning how to to be the person that they are. And they will call you when they need your help, when they stumble, or they get to a point where they need some kind of assistance. They will call you. But you have to start thinking about what it is that you have to want to do. And if you are like me, because your children are your life, that's who we, as moms, we focus on making sure that they're good. We put everything into them. So now it's time to do the same. Like, it's not time to stop. Your job isn't over. Now it's time to start building that legacy. That's what you should really focus on. Start creating, to the point where you want your children to be better. See, when our parents, when they wanted their kids to be better than they were, but now it's at a point where it's almost impossible for them to just naturally be better than their parents are. We have a lot of adversary that our parents didn't have. They had jobs, they get one job, and they stay at that job for 50, 60 years. That doesn't exist anymore. And it's even less without children. So we have to start doing something, making a plan for our children. And that's what I try to teach. I'm actually having this on Tuesday. I'm doing a presentation, a live presentation. My presentation is basically trying to teach you about inflation proofing your savings, because now we're going through a lot of inflation, and we're going to want to teach you how to inflation proof it so you can grow your money, so you can start building that legacy. It's Tuesday. That's this Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to actually have a very special VIP guest, Dr. Tracy Walker. They call her the Marketing Millionaire Mama. She's going to be the person that's going to be sharing with you some information on how to grow your money and how to inflation proof it. So you don't be, so you can start building that legacy for your children. Your job isn't over. Your job is never over. I'm telling you, your job is never over. I don't care how old I got. If I got sick, I was called my mother. My mother was a nurse. And so whenever I got sick, I'd be like, Ma, can you come over and take care of me? 'Cause my husband couldn't take care of me right. Of course, the kids couldn't take care of me right. Only Mommy could take care of me. So, Ma, I don't feel good. Could you come and take care of me? And she would. She'd come right over, take care of me. Or if she couldn't come over, she would say, well, can you get down here? You get to my house so I can take care of you. So I could go to her house if I could. Had a fever or something, she'll come to my house. So your job is never over as a parent. So it's time to start building that legacy. So this Tuesday, we're going to show you how to start doing that. Because now inflation is getting really high. Your money is not going to be the same unless you learn how to inflation proof it and learn to grow your business. So that's this Tuesday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hit me up, inbox me, comment below so I can give you the link to